and don't resist. All right, flying that rocket over to Planet Brad. What's up, Brad? Good morning. By the way, I have to apologize. I never, you sent me something around Thanksgiving, which was great. It was you in the pilgrim getup, which was pretty cool, and it got put into my office, and I just opened it yesterday. So thank you for that. Apologize for not recognizing and not seeing it sooner.
Cool. So glad to be here with you guys this morning. Tony, you were talking about, the candle, and we've been talking about, doing good for others and they resist and all that stuff. So on Planet Brad, my renewing spirit every day is I don't know, I just kind of got that Jerry Seinfeld calendar example I've used in the past stuck in my brain. And I literally go out every day to make people laugh. And that might be annoying for a spouse when everything seems like a joke, but it's literally the way the world is today. I mean, just what we've heard so far today, it's like you have to laugh. And sometimes when really, really bad things happen, you just have to bust into a laugh. And we've done that in this room many times where everybody just starts laughing. And next thing you know, you're kind of and you're caught up in it. You hear the baby laugh, all that stuff. So that's one of my renewing spirits. Listening to this, it really brought it out that my renewing spirit every day is to make people laugh, just to be fun, have fun. I love that Glenn's in the room because it's like literally don't take life so serious. Just take life and go, right? Lots of things are happening. So what I wanted to hit on though is this coaching phenomena. I'm working with a company now that I coach some of their highest producing salespeople in their company, and they offer the coaching to their people for free. This is coaching that's equivalent to $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month. The highest level coaches I've worked with in such a long time, and the company offers it for free. And it just blows me away that these people have this available to help them with their business while they're going through the day and they don't show up. Or literally, like, busy people call just like, I'm just too busy right now to do coaching. And it just blows me away. So Lee was talking about resisting. I mean, there's some people that have literally said, hey, don't send me anything. It's like, do you realize what this company is offering you? And so many times we just get caught up in the busyness. And that is probably the most important time that you can grab someone or let somebody know or let somebody help you do anything, just to bounce an idea off and do stuff like that. So it's one of the things, like, because it is free coaching, I had to go into a different mindset when I'm getting people in. So some coaches, it's like, hey, if you don't show up on time, it's gone. You get charged. Just like very strict. Did you do this? Did you do that? But when you're working with free coaching with high level minded people, you have to kind of change the way you do things a little bit. So I stay on them for months. Like, it'll be 3, 4 months. I keep checking in. I'm like, hey, you don't have to go through this alone. You don't have to go through this alone. You don't have to go through this alone. And I just kind of keep working it just to get in and help them, because I know once they experience it and they really sit down and do something with it, it's going to help. So the last thing I'm going to leave you with is just a personal experience during the time when my last wife was in her 5-month coma. Um, and Joy was talking about this earlier, giving, and sometimes you got to take care of yourself. So this is kind of a tip for being able to give and give yourself back something when you're in those situations, because I know there's sometimes that we're giving and it might be hard. Like, I don't know, just a quick example I would think of is somebody's got terminal disease and they need $1 million to get the surgery they need, and you have to go on a fundraising journey to raise this $1 million. That's going to be some hard work. That's not necessarily fun. But what it brings me back to is when I was in that hospital room for 5 months, and people would come up and ask, hey, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? I mean, I'm 3 hours away, right? And what can you? People don't like to ask for help. Human beings in general, kind of avoid. Oh, No, I'm good. I'm good. Everything's good. But really, there's stuff at home. There's little things like laundry. And I had two people come up, and this one stood out. It's like, do you need me to mow your lawn? And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I haven't been to my house in a month. Are you kidding? But who wants to go mow a lawn? And guess who showed up to mow my lawn? Nobody after they asked if I needed my lawn mowed. So the next person that walks in with this dozen. I've used this example before. A dozen gourmet muffins or like cupcakes is what it was, but they were gourmet. These things. She walked in. This is just a realtor friend of mine. She came into the hospital room and she brought this in. I didn't ask. Like she didn't say, "What do you need?" And it's like, man, I need a couple dozen really good brownies or cupcakes. I mean, so, God, you do that, right? No, she loved baking cupcakes and she loved the gourmet side and she brought me something that she loved. That was probably the best thing that, I mean, here I am talking about it. In 5 months in a hospital room, the one thing that stood out that somebody did for me was bring me her what she loves to do, which was her gourmet cupcakes, and they were the best. So I think that when you think about wanting to help somebody, go ahead and I think it's okay to do what you love to do and just do it, right? I mean, I'm one of those guys that I struggle with all the time when I'm talking to people and they're like, if you do your laundry, then you're a laundry folder. And if you mow your lawn, then you're a lawn mower. And, in my busy life, I created systems because I do want to have a life. But you know what? It's more of a pain in the butt for me to hire somebody to mow my lawn and have it not done right and go through six guys and then have somebody not show up. I just got a zero turn mower and I go out there. I love driving around on my zero turn mower and the lawn gets done when I want it done and I'm still selling a lot of real estate. So I love mowing lawns. At my last house, we had an elderly couple next door. I just ran over. I was mowing my lawn. I just went ahead and mowed it because it looked like it was getting really long, and they even said something about, hey, did you see somebody come over and mow our lawn? I was like, I have no clue who would have done that. And then the last thing I'll say is just the other night, my wife and I hopped in the car. We got one of those Advent wine boxes, and I brought it home because I thought, oh, that's kind of cool, little mini bottle of wine, and you go through Advent or whatever. But she's like, we don't drink that much wine. I was like, I know, but the box was sitting there, so I bought it. you know, and so we ended up taking all those little bottles of wine, and I don't know if you've seen my front yard. Maybe I'll change my avatar here in a second, but I've got a Airstream lit up Clark Griswold style in my front yard, and the neighborhood loves what we've done with this thing. So Clark and Ellen dropped off little bottles of wine, and it was more fun hearing our friends, who's Clark and Ellen? Who's Clark and Ellen? And when they finally figured it out, we're the only Clark and Ellens in the neighborhood. It's freaking, there's an Airstream in my front yard wrapped in lights, Griswold style. So it's fun just to have fun, make people laugh, do the things you love to do. And that's what I would leave on the breakfast table today. And I'll change my icon so you can all refresh your screen in a minute.
I love it, man. I love it. And yeah, it's awesome that you're doing that and cutting the neighbor's lawn. And it's true. A lot of people have a hard time asking for help. I'm guilty of that. And sometimes when when people are struggling the most is when they least ask for help because they're embarrassed because something didn't go right or there was a failure or a mistake or whatever it is. So it is important to reach out for help because and that's usually the people that help out the most. So again, in order to give help, the way that the universe works, you've got to be able to receive as well in order to give more, because eventually you'll give, and you'll stop giving at some point, right? So it's a cycle of give and receive, give and receive, give and receive. You've got to be able to receive, because as you receive, you're also giving someone else the opportunity to give, which people don't really think about it that way. But that's true. The same dopamine hit that you get, the feel-good chemicals you get flowing through your body when you feel good about helping someone, giving somebody, don't deprive that of somebody else. Somebody else. Sorry, just Jason, thanks. Give somebody else the pleasure of gifting and giving to you and pouring into you as well. So
hey, we got one more gift, Tony. Just swipe your screen and you can see my little Airstream that's sitting out in my front yard, and that might drag some more people into the room.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And you know what? And it's something else you said, and I'll move on to the next part.